Master Kenji sat in his humble home, the soft light of dusk filtering through the bamboo curtains. His eyes, calm and wise, scanned the horizon, as though seeing more than just the landscape in front of him. He had lived many decades, traveled countless paths, and witnessed countless lives. But there was one story, one that was close to his heart, that he would share tonight. A story he hoped would change the way you see your own life. Once upon a time, he began, his voice soft but firm. There was a man named Haruto. Haruto was an ordinary man. He was not rich, nor particularly famous. He lived in a small village nestled between rolling hills, where the days seemed to blend into one another. Yet, Haruto carried within him an unshakable belief. He was not meant for greatness. Master Kenji paused, letting the words settle in the air, creating an echo of thought in the minds of his listeners. Haruto had always felt that his life was small, insignificant even. He worked as a craftsman, creating simple tools for the villagers, but he had always dreamed of something more. Yet, every time he thought about the future, the feeling of being trapped in mediocrity overwhelmed him. He watched others around him, the farmers with their bountiful crops, the merchants with their riches, and felt his heart sink. They had something he did not. They had purpose. They had success. Every day, Haruto would wander the hills, questioning the life he had been given. Why was I born with such small hands? Why do I live in this village when the world is so much bigger? He would ask himself, his voice a mere whisper in the wind. What if I am meant to do something more? What if I am meant to change the world? But no matter how much he wondered, nothing ever seemed to change. The days turned into weeks, and the weeks into years. Haruto continued his work, but his heart grew heavier with each passing day. He felt his life slipping away from him, one unremarkable day after another. Then, one evening, while Haruto sat by a stream in the forest, he encountered an old woman. Her back was bent with age, her face a map of wrinkles, but her eyes sparkled with an unusual light. She approached Haruto quietly, and without a word, sat down beside him. "Why do you look so troubled, young man?" she asked, her voice gentle, yet filled with a depth that made Haruto feel as though she had known him for his entire life. "I don't know what I'm supposed to do with my life," Haruto confessed, his voice barely audible. "I want to make a difference, to do something that matters, but I don't know how." The old woman smiled softly, her eyes gleaming with understanding. "What if I told you that you are already doing something that matters?" Haruto furrowed his brow. "How can that be? I am just a simple craftsman. I don't change the world. I'm not even sure I can change myself." The woman's smile deepened. "Let me ask you a question, Haruto. How do you think the world changes?" Haruto hesitated, unsure of how to respond. "I suppose the world changes when great things happen, when people do extraordinary things." The woman nodded. "Yes, people often believe that greatness is found in grand gestures. But tell me, how does a tree grow?" Haruto was confused. "A tree? It grows by stretching its branches toward the sky, pushing through the soil, reaching for the sun." "Exactly," the woman replied. "But it also grows slowly, quietly, bit by bit. It takes time, and it never doubts that it is doing what it was meant to do. It doesn't compare itself to the other trees, nor does it wish to be anything other than what it is. It simply grows." Haruto sat in silence, letting her words sink in. He had never thought about life that way before. He had always been so focused on doing something big, something that would make him stand out, that he had overlooked the quiet, everyday acts of life. He had been so consumed by his desire for greatness that he had missed the beauty in the simple things. "Your life, Haruto," the woman continued, "is like that tree. You are already growing, already making a difference, without even realizing it. The tools you craft, the work you do, the kindness you show, these are the things that matter. These are the things that shape the world." Haruto's heart stirred. He had spent so many years looking for something grand to define his life. But he now realized that the value of his life wasn't in the recognition he sought, but in the quiet, steady contributions he made every day. He wasn't just a craftsman. He was part of a larger web, a series of interconnected lives, all contributing in their own ways. The woman smiled again, this time with a knowing look in her eyes. "Remember, Haruto, Greatness is not found in what you do alone. It is found in how you do it, with love, with patience, with intention. And when you live with these qualities, you will find that the world changes around you. The old woman stood up and began to walk away, fading into the shadows of the forest. But before she disappeared completely, she turned back to Haruto. "You are more important than you realize," she said, her voice fading like the wind. "And one day, you will see it." Haruto never saw the woman again, but her words stayed with him for the rest of his life. From that day forward, he worked with a new sense of purpose. He crafted his tools with care, spoke to the villagers with kindness, and lived each day as though it mattered. And in time, he began to see how his small, quiet actions had a ripple effect on those around him. The world, it seemed, had changed, not because of grand gestures, but because of the love and attention poured into every small, meaningful act. Master Kenji's voice softened, and he looked into the eyes of his listeners, allowing the weight of the story to settle in. "Haruto's story," he said, "is your story too. We all have moments when we feel like our lives are small, insignificant. But it is in those very moments that we have the chance to realize the truth. Greatness is not about standing out. It is about standing with purpose. Every action, no matter how small, shapes the world in ways we may never fully understand." If you've found meaning in this story, I invite you to subscribe to Master Kenji's channel and share your thoughts in the comments. Your reflections are a part of this ongoing journey, one that will continue to grow, just like the tree. And remember, the next story will be even more incredible. Stay tuned.